But let me tell you something. It's Satan's handiwork on earth because Shaitan has power on earth.
Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today, we are covering a heated debate titled Muslim Heated After Christian Exposes Quran Contradiction, featuring some Shamoun and a Muslim debater. This one gets pretty intense as Sam claims to have found contradictions in the Quran, which leads to a fiery exchange between him and the Muslim side. Let's break down what happened, how each side defended their views, and what really stood out, so stick around.
I can give you a third contradiction. Go to Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, 90-91.
Okay, all believers, intoxicants, gambling, idols, and drawing lots for decisions are all evil of Satan's handiwork.
So handiwork, I mean, Satan created idolatry, games of chance, and intoxicants, right? His handiwork, his creation, right?
Yeah.
So why does Allah take Shaitan's creation and make it one of your rewards in paradise? That's my argument. Why are you going to have intoxicants in Jannah?
In paradise? No.
Yes, chapter 47, verse 15 of the Quran.
That's the reward.
Why is Allah rewarding you with a creation of Satan? If Satan created intoxicants, he created wine, why is Allah rewarding you with a creation of Satan?
This is a weak argument for you.
Okay, then answer it.
I'll admit.
Answer it.
Previous two?
Answer
I
it.
have to look into.
Why is Allah giving you Satan's creation as a reward in Jannah?
Well, I cannot answer that question, but what I can tell you is that in heaven, everything goes.
Even Satan's creation goes? So Allah is going to take Satan's creation and make it your reward in paradise. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, beautiful. Then perfect sense.
But let me tell you something. It's Satan's handiwork on earth because Shaitan has power on earth.
Can you show me where the Quran says on earth only? That intoxicants were only created by Satan on earth? And to use your logic, even though intoxicants are the creation of Satan, you still can have it in paradise. That means you can also have idolatry in paradise, right? Because it says Satan created intoxicants, idolatry, and games of chance. So according to your logic, idolatry in Jannah would be okay as long as you don't do it on earth. Is that what you're saying?
Idolatry, we will be with Allah.
Okay, but wait, no. Follow your logic. You're saying intoxicants on earth is a creation of Satan, and it's evil on earth, but okay in paradise. That means if you're going to be consistent, idolatry should be okay in paradise as well.
Well, in Christianity, the heaven has the same things.
Can you show me in the Bible where it says wine is a creation of Satan?
Drunkardness.
Your religion says that intoxicants, which includes khamar, wine, is created by Satan, just like he created idolatry and games of chance. So why is Allah honoring Satan's creation and making it your reward in paradise?
I'm going to make a note of it.
But then it gets worse for you, friend, because elsewhere it says that intoxicants are the creation of Allah. So is Shaitan and Allah partners in creation?
I'm going to talk to a friend of mine who has a lot of knowledge.
But you didn't hear me. Here it says wine, khamar, which is part of intoxication, is a creation of Shaitan. But elsewhere in chapter 16 of the Quran, it says that intoxicants which you make from the fruits of date palm and grapes, is one of the blessings of Allah. Can you go to Surah Al-Nahl chapter 16 for me?
And Allah sends down rain from the sky, giving life to the earth after its death.
And that's a blessing, right?
Wait. And Allah sends down rain from the sky, giving life to the earth after its death. Surely in this is a sign from those who listen.
So that's one of the blessings of Allah. Now the other blessing of Allah.
Doesn't say it's a blessing.
So wait, so when Allah sends water to revive the earth, that's a curse. It's not a blessing. Yeah, you make sense, Jihad. So it's a curse from Allah.
Well, it doesn't mean it's a curse either.
The point of the ayah is to show you the goodness of Allah and how ungrateful you are. Your earth is dead, which means you can't survive because there's no food. So what does he do? He makes it alive by sending rain so that you can eat. But no, that doesn't mean it's a blessing. Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Exactly. Now read the other verse to show these are the blessings of Allah.
There is certainly a lesson for you in cattle. We give you to drink of what is in their bellies.
In between their crap and their blood, betwixt the refuse and blood, pure milk, right?
Digested food and blood, pure milk, pleasant to drink.
And that's not a blessing? So Allah gave you milk not to bless you, but to poison you. Of course, these are the blessings of Allah. Keep reading.
And from the fruits of palm trees and grapevines, you derive intoxicants.
So let's understand logic of what you just read. Allah mentioned the intoxicants that you make from the fruits of grapes and date palms in the same context where Allah gives you milk from cows and Allah sends you rain on a dead land to make it alive with produce. And then read the next ayah. Nourishment, intoxicants, and nourishment, right? Lo, there is indeed a sign for people who have...
The Lord inspired the bees. Make your homes in the mountains.
69. And these bees do what?
And freed from the flower of any fruit you please, and follow the ways of your Lord has made easy for you. From their bellies comes forth liquid of varying colors, in which there is healing for people. Surely in this is a sign of those who reflect.
Okay, now pay attention to what you just read. The bees give you this drink of diverse colors for healing, and the cows give you milk to drink, and Allah sends rain on the earth that's dead to make it alive, so you can have all this produce to eat.
Then you're saying the wine?
That's part of the blessings that's in that list. And Allah gave you date palms and grapes so that you can make intoxicants as well as other nourishments from it. So here, intoxicants is one of the blessings of Allah, but in Surah Al-Ma'idah, it's a creation of shaitan to mislead you and deceive you from Allah. So which is it? Who gave it to you? Allah or Satan?
So the other one was what, 590?
Yeah, 590, 91, it says that intoxicants are Satan's creation. But here it says intoxicants are some of the blessings from Allah. So did Allah take shaitan as his partner in creation to create something that is a blessing, but then you're told it's a curse and stay away from it? So which is it? Is it a blessing or a curse? I'm confused.
Only Allah knows.
All right, Allahu Alam. Now,
yeah, okay.
Okay, about abrogation, that you say we have abrogation.
Yeah, abrogation.
Okay, well, no, we don't have Islamic abrogation. What we have in the Bible is God, in His mercy and love, looking. Well, let me make the point, because I'm going to show you what your ayah says. Where
throwing stones out of a glass house. Are we saying?
No, we're not. Okay. Do you want me to answer, or do you want to just pretend that you're hearing, so I can go into more contradictions of the Quran and not waste my time answering your question?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. When we talk about abrogation in the Bible, we're talking about a covenant that God made with Israel 1,500 years before Jesus comes. 1,500 years later, because of Israel's failure to honor God and being thrown out of the land, and now under the rule of foreigners, God in His mercy responds to their circumstances 1,500 years later and gives them a new covenant, a covenant that takes their circumstances into consideration. So it's not abrogation in the sense that you understand. It's 1,500 years from Moses to Jesus, where Israel is no longer in the land. They're scattered out of the land. Then they're brought back into the land and have foreigners now ruling them, which means they cannot apply the covenant of Moses as it was given because of their circumstances. So God in His mercy.
Well, how come your God can't give them the power to?
Because that's His punishment, and that's what your Quran says in chapter 17. If you read it all the way to 9, it says that because they failed to honor the covenant, Allah brought nations to punish them and beat them entering into their homes. So how come your God Allah couldn't give them the power? Yeah, I thought so. But now let me show you why it's not the same thing as your abrogation.
Let me ask you a question. Was there any abrogation in your Bible between Abraham and Moses, and between any of the? Let's forget about Jesus.
How can it be an abrogation when Abraham is not a community who lives in the land and he's supposed to rule the land when he's a stranger in the land? What abrogation? He's a unique person living in a unique circumstance where the land is not his. It's occupied by the Canaanites. So whatever rules God gives him, it's for his needs to meet him where he's at. Whereas now at the time of Moses, it's an entire nation commanded to rule and own the land that Abraham was living as a stranger. How's that abrogation? But now I'm going to show you the problem with your abrogation.
It's minor rules here.
Oh, no. Actually, it's because Muhammad would change his mind the next day. What kind of abrogation is this when you say A on Monday, but then you say no, it's B on Tuesday? And that's why they mocked your prophet. Go to chapter 16, verse 101 of the Quran. Give me 2 minutes to read the difference where even the unbelievers started mocking your prophet. Okay, let me just read 16:101. 16, ayah 101. And when we change a verse of the Quran in place of another, and Allah knows the best of what He sends down, they, the disbelievers, say, you, Muhammad, are but a muftari, a forger, a liar. Nay, but most of them know not. Now let me show you the commentators. Why did the unbelievers say your prophet is a liar? Okay, here you go.
101.
Asbab al-Nuzul by Al-Wahdi. Jalalain, Ibn Abbas, they all record the complaint of the unbelievers. But this one tells you why specifically they complain. Here, let me send you a link. Asbab al-Nuzul by Al-Wahdi. Okay, now pay attention. The problem with your view of abrogation. Watch this. And when we put a revelation in place of another revelation, this verse was revealed when the idolaters said Muhammad is mocking his companions. Why? One day he commands them to do something, and the next day he forbids them from doing it. What kind of logic is this? That within 24 hours I change my mind and change the ruling with a ruling that's different and contradictory within 24 hours? One day he commands them to do something, and the next day, 24 hours later, he forbids them from doing it. or brings instead something which is easier, he is nothing but a forger who says things of his own invention. So can you explain to me the logic in canceling out, abrogating a ruling within 24 hours? What happened in 24 hours for the circumstances to change so drastically in 24 hours to demand a new ruling?
Yeah, I don't have any answers. But if I ask the sheikh, I don't know. I mean, what have you ever debated a sheikh before?
Yes, I have. I mean, but what's that
When
mean?
you brought these points, what do they tell you?
I'm a kafir, I'm a idiot, I'm stupid, and that's basically it. What are they going to tell me?
They don't have an answer?
No. They come up with 1,000 answers that are no answers. They're all silly and stupid. I can give you more, but I think this will be sufficient, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you want one more, if you're tired, I'll let you go. But the whole point is abrogation, according to Islam, is not the same as in the Bible. Because when we talk about Abraham or Moses, we're talking about two different people at two different periods of history. Abraham was about 430 years before Moses was called to bring Israel out.
Was there a covenant under Abraham?
Yeah, he had an Abrahamic covenant, which included circumcision. But my point is, Abraham wasn't a community who owned the land, and could then rule it. He was a stranger who's being ruled by the Canaanites. So obviously, the laws he's going to follow will be different from the laws given to Israel when now they enter the land and take over it and must rule it according to God's Sharia. And then 1,500 years later, Jesus comes and the Jews are under the yoke of the Romans, and the Romans are the ones telling them what they can and cannot do. That makes sense that God in his love and mercy would meet his people where they're at. But can you explain?
Become victorious
Because of their sin. Why is God going to honor his people in sin and make them victorious? You should ask yourself that question. Because according to Surah Al-Isra, part of Allah's punishment on the Jews, that surah, part of the punishment on Bani Israel is that Allah brought kingdoms to punish them, going so far as entering even their own homes.
So why it got changed the next day?
Yeah, so how does it make sense that
I really don't know.
Okay, so do you want me to show you one more contradiction or no?
That's enough for tonight.
You sure?
It's late.
This one is good. The fourth one I want you to really get an answer for, if you have time, because this is the one I want an answer from your chef. According to science.
Tell me flat Earth or Mercury.
Not flat Earth, dude. Not flat Earth. Science says that the heavens were formed, then the Earth, right? And that the Earth itself is located in space, what the Quran would call the first heaven. Because there are 7 heavens, right?
Okay, go ahead with this one.
Because I need you, this is the one I want you to give me an answer for.
Go ahead, go.
Okay, do you want me to read it for you? You look very angry. I don't know why. You want me to read it for you or?
Read it.
Okay,
Give me the verses.
Okay, hold on. Chapter 2, verse 29. Let me read it for you. Hold on, my friend.
Chapter 2,
Verse 29. I'm going to read it for you for the sake of time. Are you ready?
Chapter 2, verse 29. I want to see it.
Okay, well, bring it up. Then you bring it up and read it then. Chapter 2, verse 29.
No, you read it. Go ahead. I'll
Like you
follow
said
with
you want to see it. Stuck for Allah. Then make up your mind. Okay, I'm reading Pickthall. He it is who created for you all that is in the earth. Then, thumma, turned he to the heaven. Thumma, he then turned to the heaven and fashioned it as 7 heavens. So here the earth was made and then the heaven into 7 heavens. Heaven, there are ayat that says in 6 days, which is irrelevant. I don't really care about that. But here's the one I want you to...
He created everything in the earth for you. Then he turned towards the heaven.
Thumma.
Okay.
Okay, now. Okay, can
Earth
we finish
first,
it or no?
7.
41, yeah, earth first and heaven. Here's the other one. Chapter 41, verses 9 to 12. 41, verses 9 to 12. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Wait.
Oh, you're going to get there? Okay, you get there then. And then I'm going to have to look for the one on Ali.
Ask them how can you just believe in him who created the earth in 2 days?
Okay, earth 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
He placed on the earth firm mountains standing up, showered his blessings upon it, and ordained it all its means of sustenance, totaling 4 days.
Okay, now before you move on, Allah created the earth in 2 days, then created the mountain and its sustenance in 4 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
But that's included.
Okay, if you want to include it, that's up to you, even though it's not, but that's okay.
That's what they say.
Okay, can you continue though? What's next?
And he turned towards the heaven when it was still like smoke, saying to it and to the earth, submit willingly or unwillingly.
Okay, so the heaven was smoke, and what was there already? The heaven was smoke, and what was there already?
The earth.
Okay, so the heaven was smoke when the earth was already created. The earth and its nourishment created, and the heaven was still smoke, right?
The earth was created first and then the heaven.
Okay, good. I'm glad you see that, because even the verse says it. Then he turned to heaven when it was still smoke. So the heaven had been fashioned, it had been formed. Then what did he do with that heaven?
That's the next verse.
Okay, then read it, man. Here it is, Rob, Sahih Muslim.
He formed the heaven into 7 heavens in 2 days,
Okay.
assigning to each its mandate. And we adorned the lowest heaven with stars like lamps for beauty and for protection. That is the sign for the Almighty knowing, all-knowing.
Okay, so can you help me understand this? According to what you just read, Allah created the earth, the mountain, its nourishments, before He created the heaven. Then He turned to heaven when it was still smoke and made it 7 heavens. If the Quran is from God, who knows all things and creator of heaven and earth, how could the Quran say the earth was created first when the heaven was still smoke, and then the heaven was fashioned into 7 heavens, when the earth is located within those heavens? Where was the earth suspended when there was no heaven for the earth to be dwelling in? Because the earth is in the heaven, the universe.
Who said that?
You just read it right there. And didn't you just read in verse 11?
Earth is suspended.
It says He created the earth in 2 days, the mountain nourishment in 4 days. Then He turned to the heaven when it was smoke, and said to the heaven and the earth, meaning the earth is already there, come together, meaning they were not together. How can you separate the earth from heaven when the earth is in the heaven? What is Allah saying? Come together. You can't have
the earth is in the heaven.
What? What did you say?
Where does it say the earth is in the heaven?
In front of your eyes, the earth is in the universe. Where's the earth located?
Oh, but it's not in the, I mean, yeah, but it's...
Yeah, what? In 11 it says, the earth is somewhere apart and separate from the heaven. The heaven was a smoke, and then they came together, and then Allah made the heaven into 7 heavens. And one of those heavens is the universe where the stars are. How can you have the earth dwelling outside the heaven, already existing apart from the heaven, when the heaven is still a smoke, and then later they come together, and then Allah makes the heaven into 7 heavens? Can you explain that to me? How is that scientifically accurate? How is that scientifically accurate?
How can you disbelieve in the one who created the earth in 2 days? Okay. He placed on the earth firm mountains standing high, showered His blessings. Then He turned towards the heaven when it was still smoke, saying to it and to the earth, submit willingly and unwillingly. So the earth is first. So He formed the heaven into 7 heavens in 2 days. Where's the contradiction?
Okay, look at, put on your thinking cap. The heaven is smoke and the earth is already there, right?
Yeah.
And it says come together, right?
Yeah.
But the earth is in the heaven. How can it be separate from it and then only come and be joined to it? What do you mean, where's the contradiction? It contradicts science. No scientist believes the earth existed outside the heaven separately and only later.
What does the Bible say about it?
What's the Bible got to do with it, man? The Bible doesn't tell us that the earth was created outside the heaven, separate from the heaven. You're the one claiming, you Muslims are the one claiming that the Quran is a scientific miracle that perfectly agrees with modern scientific theories. So explain this to me. Rob, that's the link where the Muslims appealed to Ali confirming that Muta was abrogated. So though Umar had abrogated Muta, he reinstated it, but they go, Ali's the one that basically abrogated it, and I just gave you the idea. There are a couple of others. So thank you, Rob, for correcting me. But anyway.
I heard of just before, Sam. I'm still a little confused about it.
Okay, let me, before you get confused, let me explain so you can ask your Sheikh correctly. Sheikh, according to science, the universe came into being about 20 billion years ago at the Big Bang. An explosion took place. The universe started expanding. And as it started expanding, stars and planets were formed until about less than, 5 billion years ago, the Earth came into being. But the Earth came into being as part of the universe. It's in the universe, what we call heaven. But the Quran says the Earth was created first, then heaven was created. And then when heaven was still smoke, the Earth was already there. And Allah spoke to the Earth and heaven when the heaven was smoke and told the Earth and heaven, come together, which means the Earth was separate from heaven, wasn't part of heaven and already existing. Then He made the heaven into 7 heavens.
I understand.
This all contradicts science, because according to science, the earth was never separate from heaven, and the heaven had to have already been fashioned and formed for the earth to exist.
Is that what science says?
Yeah. I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's you Muslims, your Muslim scholars, your Muslim debaters say, oh, the Quran is...
So you don't agree with it?
No, because I don't trust modern scientific theories that keep changing. Because,
exactly.
No, but you're not listening. Allahu Akbar, Allah. Listen to me, you're not listening. It's your Muslim scholars and debaters like Zakir Naik, Jamal Badawi, Shabir Ali that say that the Quran agrees with the Big Bang. And it actually foretold the Big Bang even before the Kuffar science discovered it.
Yeah, but Shabir Ali is an idiot.
So even Jamal Badawi?
I can only
Oh, but this is now the annihilation of the Quran. I saved the best for last. Now, you just read, and everyone heard you. Let me finish with this point. You just read.
Oh my God.
Listen, man. You just read, and everyone heard you say, yes, the earth was created first. You said
this one's unclear. This is the one that they can. You see, Sam.
Jihad, forget science now. I'm going to show you how this contradicts the Quran. Let me show you how the Quran contradicts itself. You just said, everyone heard you. We got your recording.
You got to give it to me clear.
Okay, I'm giving it to you. I can't give it to you clear if you talk over me. I can't give it to you clear if you talk over me. Just listen. You just said, and it's recorded, everyone heard you. You admit, according to your Quran, the earth was created first, then heaven was created. So the earth came before heaven. And you just read in 41, verses 9 to 12, the mountains and the earth's nourishments were created before the heaven. The heaven was smoke when the mountain and the earth's nourishments were already created. But this contradicts, if you stop getting excited and manifesting, this contradicts 79 verses 27 to 33 in the Quran, because in chapter 79 verses
79?
Yes, chapter 79 verses 20. Can you let me finish before you talk, or you're not going to get the point?
No.
Chapter 79 verses 27 to 33, it says Allah created the heaven and then only later created the mountain and the earth's nourishments.
No way.
Yes, go ahead, read it. 79, 27.
79, 23?
27 to 33. Chapter 79, verses 27 to 33.
Oh, okay. 23 is not,
Read it.
Let me make a note. 79, 27. Yeah. I wrote notes. Which is harder to create? You or the sky? He built it?
Yep, keep reading.
Raising it high and forming it flawlessly. He dimmed its night and brought forth its daylight. As for the earth, he spread it out as well.
No, that's not what the Arabic says. It says, and afterwards, bada. What, like you say baden? It's bada, the Arabic. Afterwards. Do you see the Arabic there?
Yeah, bad.
Okay. So, bad, that's like you say baden. Okay, afterwards, after he raised the heaven, he then spread out the earth and did what?
Wait. Okay, wait. Raising it high. Okay. Are you a more difficult creation? Are you a more difficult creation, or is the heaven? Raising it high and forming it flawlessly. He dimmed its night and brought forth its daylight. As for the earth, he spread it out. Oh.
And then the Arabic literally says, afterwards, but, like you say, baden, bada, afterwards, after this, after raising the heavens, he spread out the earth. Now finish it.
And what was the other verses? You said 229, and then you said
chapter 2, verse 29 of the Quran.
And then what?
Chapter 41, verses 9 to 12 of the Quran.
41, 9 to 12.
There it said, just hear me out so that people don't get confused. There it said, Allah created the earth, then, thumma, afterwards, he took the heaven when it was smoke, created into 7 heavens. So he created the earth, the mountains, and the earth's nourishments before the heaven, and afterwards he created the heaven into 7 heavens when the heaven was smoke. But here you just read, Allah raised up the heaven, the sky, then afterwards, but he spread the earth, and what else did he do? You didn't finish it. So after he spread the earth, read from 30 to 33, what did he do?
Bringing forth its water and pastures,
what else?
Setting the mountains firmly upon it.
This contradicts 41 verses 9 to 12, because there in 41, 9 to 12 says, he created the earth in 2 days, the mountain and its nourishments in 4 days. Then he turned to the heaven when it was smoke, and said to the earth and heaven, come together, and made it 7 heavens in 2 days. Here it says he had already created the heaven, and then spread out the earth and its water, pasture, and mountains. So what came first according to your Quran?
There we go.
All right, so these are the contradictions. Go back, rewatch this, and tell your sheikh to give you an answer, or call me, and I'll be more than glad to debate him live. If he's
debate him?
Yeah, if he's respectful, why not? Tell him, call me.
You scared?
I'm scared. I just said I'm gonna. Oh my goodness. All right, yeah, I'm scared. I'm shaking. But I gotta change my diapers now because I'm scared. Have your sheikh call me, and if he's respectful, let him come and refute me.
Okay.
79, 27 to 33. All right.
Well, what was that?
Chapter 79, verses 27 to 33, with chapter 41, verses 9 to 12, and chapter 2, verse 29. I didn't even read the hadith for you. If I read the hadith, it's going to be even more embarrassing.
Alright, so Sam Shamoun kicks things off by bringing up what he claims are contradictions in the Quran. He highlights verses that, according to him, conflict with one another, particularly around theological issues or historical details. Sam's argument is that if the Quran is truly the word of God, there shouldn't be any inconsistencies, and these so-called contradictions raise serious questions about its divine origin. You can see as the debate was going on, you find out that the Quran is well contracted, because the Quran said you can worship images that are made with their hands. Is only in the Quran you can find. Oh, this guy can defend it, because all he was trying to bring out the proof the Quran said it, and it can't be changed unless he want to change it. The Muslim debater, clearly frustrated by these claims, pushes back strongly. He argues that some is either misunderstanding the verses or deliberately taking them out of context. He explains that the Quran's verses need to be interpreted holistically, and what might seem like a contradiction at first glance can be reconciled when you look at the historical context, language, or purpose of the verses. As the debate progresses, the Muslim debater becomes visibly heated, especially as Sam continues to press on these points. You can tell